la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Now you know it. Sing with us. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Shabbat Shalom. We're still coordinating with we're streaming this service, and we're just waiting a little bit. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we're waiting here we go, we're ready to go. So, this past Wednesday was the Jewish holiday of Tu B'Av, the 15th day of the Jewish month of Av. So tonight, in addition to Shabbat, we celebrate this sweet holiday of Tu B'Av, which is actually the full moon. Tu B'Av comes always on the full moon of Av. The Talmud recounts that on this summer festival, young women of all classes would swap their finery, get dressed up, go into the vineyards to dance, get lusty, and find lovers beneath the full moon. This zesty full moon is a time of kismet and destiny. So tonight, we join Jewish communities around the world who are renewing this long neglected holiday as a joyous discovery, rediscovery, and lifting up of Ahava Rabbah, of love, of deep and powerful love. Love of all stripes. Tu B'Av was in essence romantic love, but we honor the love that is at the base of all friendship. And that's something that people here, especially our young people, know quite a lot about. We're going to address that tonight. We're delighted tonight to be joined by students from Contra Costa Midrashah. With Deborah Ahrens, our amazing leader of Contra Costa Midrashah, and we're honored to have many Midrashah board members here, past and present, and what a delight. And our Midrashah is hosting Israeli youth. You're mostly or all from Hod HaSharon? No, some from Hod HaSharon and other areas, as part of the Mifgash program. Mifgash is the Hebrew word for meeting. And we joyfully welcome these Israeli youth into our community and into our synagogue home tonight. Baruchim habaim. Welcome, welcome. So there are others here for the first time tonight. And so our tradition is whenever we have people who are here for the first time, we invite you to rise. B'li busha. Please rise. Anyone who's here for the first time. I know it takes some discussion to figure this one out, but it's not that hard. So we ask you to rise so we can offer you a blessing. A blessing that is ours in your coming. Because in our tradition, we say, Bruchim ha'ba'im b'shem Adonai. That in your coming, you bring us into the presence of the divine. And so, we have one of the sweetest blessings of our tradition is for first moments. And we offer this to all of you tonight. The Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Toda rabah. Na'al hashevet. Please be seated. On this Shabbat, in the week of Tu B'Av, may we renew our most important relationships, which always have love at the center, and lift up our desire to be in loving relationship. So just a quick check-in. How many of our Israeli guests know about Tu B'Av? How many? Not very many. Okay. How many of the ones whose hands up have celebrated Tu B'Av? Okay. A couple back there in the back. We got to talk to you later. Now, but I lived in Israel and I knew that many people, you can celebrate things without really being connected to what it's about. Yes, So I would like to ask our Midrashah students, how many of you heard about the holiday of Tu B'Av? Raise your hands, Midrashah. Okay. So I want to say that the truth is that Shabbat is always about celebrating love and loving. So tonight, we experiment with that truth in a new way. We've created a service that is a kind of a tapestry of music and poetry aligned with the traditional Shabbat that we hope will wash over you and elevate your spirit. I can hardly think of a more lovely way to celebrate Tu B'Av and renew this ancient tradition, because that's the etgar. That's the challenge of this moment, to renew our tradition. We say a challenge is to make the old new and the new sacred. And that's what we're doing tonight. Our Israeli guests probably know that Shabbat and holiday celebrations here in the United States are quite different than in Israel. And here at Beth Chaim in particular, the tefillah is a very interactive experience. There is no audience in tefillah. So it's part of this celebration of love. Tonight, if anyone has a personal story that is appropriate, a story about a really important friendship that may have happened or been strengthened, I don't know, this week. Or a love story. A story about falling in love, or maybe a deepening experience that you might be comfortable sharing. There will be a time when you will be invited to do this. And that's exciting. I'm also delighted that my wife, Zoe Goldblatt, is here from our Chazanut group, our cantorial group, to help lead tonight. always a blessing. So before we kindle the light of Shabbat, a meditation, a prayer from Panina Edelman that is actually in our prayer book, but I'm not going to direct you to the page because all I want you to do is listen. I want you to listen to this deep meditation. And it goes like this. A long time ago, before anything had a name, we didn't know that we were man or woman, human or animal, male or female.
When the wild reeds bowed their heads in the wind, we bowed our heads too. For it was the same Spirit, breath that breathed through us every second, every hour, every day of our lives.
It was before we were called man or woman, even before we could speak one word.
In those days, we prayed with our entire beings, in the wind, in the sun, in the rain, every second, every day, every hour of our lives.
At the rising of the sun and the dark of the moon, at the birth of a child and the death of a grandmother, at the wedding of two lovers, at the buzzing of the spring.
We breathed, we bowed, we laughed, we wept. This was before we called it prayer.
Amen. Amen. So we want to invite up Julia and Asaf, some of our teachers, to come on up. And Aviad? Okay, Bakasha. Actually, we're going to invite you right here in just a moment. Actually, you know what? You need to be at the microphone, so come up here. We have people here who are not familiar with the Mifgash program, and so we're going to ask some of the teachers to just share a few words so that we can all get aligned and attuned to this amazing program of our Contra Costa Midrashah.
Hi, my name is Julia Babka-Kurzrock. I'm shorter than Zoe. I'm the program director for Mifgash, and I came to Deborah a few years ago when I was on the Israel committee at our synagogue in B'nai Tikva, and I said, hey, we want to do this program with teenagers. We want to bring Israelis here, but we need teenagers to do that program. And she said, let me think about it. I'm looking at you, Deborah. And of course, she obviously said yes, and we've had nothing but the best memories together. And we've also become roommates at different times throughout the program. And then COVID happened, of course. And we've had different schools, like he mentioned, Mosenson and now Holtz. And we have an amazing bunch of people I want to recognize. Some people in the past and some people who are here. If you are a parent in the program for Mifgash, could you just raise your hand for me, please? Okay, I want you to look at them. They have been driving kids back and forth to bus stops and pickups that have constantly changing times. Hey, we're going to be there at 3 o'clock. Sorry, it's 4:30. Here we come. We also have had some of the people who raise their hands hosting kids who have kosher diets that is not familiar to us in the Reform and the community out here, that we don't practice a lot of kashrut. We also have a couple of teens that I want to recognize. Einav, Yarden, and Ro, please raise your hands. We took these 3 teens to Israel with us, and they are natural leaders. And well, you took Isaac too, but Isaac, you need to give me a little more advice than you've been giving me. and they're very open with things that, like, hey, we need to slow things down, we need to speed things up. And we couldn't do this without you, and we really appreciate you and your parents who have been hosting. Yeah, I don't know if that's okay. I also want to recognize the Israelis in the room. So you may not know because they're just all teenagers. And like some teenagers say to us in some of our programs, all I see is my friends when I come to synagogue. I don't see anybody older than my age. We see them, but they don't always see us. So if you're Israeli, sometimes we don't recognize who's Israeli and who's American. Could you raise your hand? Thank you. Okay, yeah, shush over here, Aviad. You have done so much to keep up with the English pace of this program, to blend in with us and fit and mix and sit and miss your family, but feel part of our family, and we appreciate you. And we have some very brave teenagers who have never been with us before. So raise your hands. Parker, you never participated in Mifgash, so you got to raise your hand too. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Danielle, come on, raise your hands. Never been part of Mifgash before. Someone here from Holland who's never been before, raise your hands. And they jumped in and they participated in the program, and I really welcome you. So thank you, everyone. This is a program that we learn a lot from each other. We learn about our culture and our countries. And then we have a reciprocal program in the winter or sometimes at Hanukkah where we take some of you to Israel. And if you've been to Israel with Mifgash, could you raise your hand? Thank you. Yeah, that's high enough. Anyway, I want to thank you for dinner. I want to thank you all in your community. We have been trying to connect with our community synagogues, our sister synagogues, as I like to say. And thank you. And I know that some of us have to leave to either take photos of me, the people who are Shomer Shabbat home so that they can observe Shabbat in a very traditional way. And I want to thank you for all the lessons we've learned. I've become very close to Aviad, and Asaf ditched us. I don't even know where he is. Thank you.
There he is.
Yeah. I've got new friends, and that'll be my Tu B'Av story, is that I've become so close to Asaf. He was my roommate last summer. His boss, the principal of Holtz Academy, is one of my best friends now, and Aviad has become one of my best friends. I love you.
Julia. I'm going to ask you in a moment.
Okay. Thank you very much, first of all. Rabbi spoke about Tu B'Av, and I just thought to myself that the Talmud saying 5 things that happen in Tu B'Av. Yom shekalu bo metei hamidbar, all the people that went out from Egypt and came to Eretz Israel, they all ended to death, to die in the desert. Yom shehutru shvatim lavo ze baze, a day that all the tribes was allowed to get married to each other. Yom shepasku lichrot etzim lama'aracha, in the temple they decided to stop. We have enough trees to make guns and to make things to fight with, and we can keep it for the holy things in the mizbeach. The altar, תודה. ויום שביטל הושע בן אלה פרוזדאות לירושלים. On the way to Yerushalayim, it used to be a goy's guard that didn't let the Jewish people to pass, and it's the day that they decide that everybody can come to Yerushalayim, Jewish and non-Jewish can go there. And when I'm looking at this community and thinking about Tu B'Av, I'm really thinking about this relationship and united. We had a great tiyul together. We have a great deep conversation with the students about what's happening in Israel and what's happening here in the diaspora, the mixed marriage and the Jewish studies. And I think that the view that the Israeli could see here, to see different type of religions, different type of Judaism that we not finding, as you know, in Israel. And from other hand, the Americans saw that the Israelis is not הם לא ילדים כאלה רעים, they're not bad boys. We found lots in common, and it's bringing me to think that hear you guys in the desert. Maybe it's a day that kalu metei hamidbar. It's giving me a hope that in this desert, maybe physically desert even, but in this spiritual desert maybe, talking about Judaism, you bringing the life. And יום שהותרו שבטים לבוא זה בזה, day that the tribes could bring each other and get married to each other. Here the fact that we can be together, it doesn't matter where we are from. And I found that this day, יום שהותרו שבטים, הותרו העצים לבוא במערכה, אש המזבח תוקד לא תכבה. You will translate the pasuk. The fire in the temple will never go out. So I really believe, and when I see this wonderful community, that we have hope, especially with the crisis now that's happening in Israel, that there are people that thinking right wing and left wing, and we're not bringing politics to the shul, but we really believe that we have enough people and a lot of people to stand behind us and to be together. תודה רבה for everybody.
I just want to say, Brandon, could you raise your hand because I think you're the only educator here. I want to recognize Brandon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I said it all at the table over there with the past president of the board of directors. Thank you for everything. We couldn't have done it without you.
So, Julia. So, please rise in body or spirit as we join Jews around the world in kindling the light of Shabbat this evening. Please sing back to me. Sing in the light.
Sing in the light.
Sing in the light.
Sing in the light.
Sing in the light of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. We gather in the light. Symbolically gather in the light. Take a moment, we turn inwards for this blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner להדליק נר של שבת. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Offer somebody a Shabbat Shalom. Let's go right into your thing. Have a seat. Share some hugs. Come back to us.
Love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain it.
Love is a spiritual event. Loving represents a coming to relationship with another as a spiritual being. It amplifies who we are, and it points to who we may become. My friend and colleague Rabbi Denise Handlarsky writes, so as Jews celebrate love and lovers, we should be celebrating love in all of its forms and iterations. I include same-sex and queer love, intermarriage, and love between people who celebrate each other in all kinds of ways. Amen. In Tehillim, Psalm 51, verse 10, it says, Lev tahor barali Elohim, v'ruach nachon chadesh b'kirbi. We sing these words as follows. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. And renew a true soul within me. Renew a true soul within. We will sing and invite you to sing back to us. Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Your turn. Create a pure heart in me and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within. In the Jewish wedding tradition, Zugim, couples, marry under the chuppah, a canopy which is held up, supported by family and friends, by people we love. It reminds us that for individual love to blossom and grow, we need community. We need friends for stimulation and support. I invite you to open your Sidurim to pages 12 and 13. 12 and 13. We sing Shalom Aleichem. Please join with us. Start on 13 and sing for this tefillah. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Mahalachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachi Hashalom, Mahalachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni LeShalom, Malachi Hashalom, Mahalachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem LeShalom, Malachi Hashalom, Mahalachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Please turn to page 41 for Lecha Dodi. People often think that the melodies for the tefillah, for our prayer, come from some ancient, revered musical tradition. In fact, a great deal of the music for our tefillah was taken from what was then pop music, popular music of the day. You know, people think, oh, Adon Olam, Adon Olam Asher Malach. Oh, what a sacred ancient prayer. It is a prayer for our people. That was a Hungarian drinking song. That melody came from a Hungarian drinking song in the pubs. And it was used because everybody knew it and loved it. And so it was matched up and made prayerful. That tradition of taking music that people know and merging it, marrying it to prayer continues to this day. And in that time-honored tradition, we offer a melody for Lecha Dodi by a rabbi named Paul McCartney from a lovely song he called Blackbird. And it goes like this. please sing back to us. Lecha dodi likrat kala,
Dodi likrat kala,
Panei Shabbat nekabela,
B'nei Shabbat nekabela,
Lecha dodi,
Lecha dodi,
Lecha dodi likrat kala,
Lecha dodi likrat kala,
Panei Shabbat nekabela.
B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Come, my beloved, and greet the bride.
Come, my beloved, and greet the bride.
Presence of Shabbat, invite inside.
Presence of Shabbat, invite inside.
All this week,
All this week,
we have just been waiting for this moment to arrive.
we have just been waiting for this moment to arrive.
We have just been waiting for this moment to arrive.
We have just been waiting for this moment to arrive.
Well done. Amen. Amen.
Love alone is capable of uniting living beings in such a way as to complete and fulfill them. For it alone takes them and joins them by what is deepest in themselves.
We have to be awake in order to be a good friend and to practice being in a loving relationship. This is a contemporary version of the Baruch Hu prayer that reminds us of this. So if you're able, please rise in body or spirit and sing back to us. We're going to start with the Nigun. We'll sing it and invite you to join in. Halalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai. Am I awake?
Am I awake?
Am I prepared?
Am I prepared?
Are you listening
Are you listening
to my prayer?
to my prayer?
Can you hear my voice?
Can you hear my voice?
Can you understand?
Can you understand?
Am I awake?
Am I awake?
Am I prepared?
Am I prepared?
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch
Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Halalai, lai, lai, halalai, lai, lai, yalalai, 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 lai, lai. Have a seat. Bakasha לשבת. We turn to page 65 and ready ourselves for the Shema and V'ahavta.
Love is an act of endless forgiveness, a tender look which becomes a habit.
Love is an endless mystery. It has nothing else to explain it. This is the mystery of Shema Yisrael, of the way we can open our hearts to another and connect as friends and connect through love. This is a central Jewish spiritual practice. Please join with us as we sing out this deep affirmation. Page 65. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam Va'ed. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Life has taught us that love does not consist of gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction.
In biblical Hebrew, the verb yada means to know, to love, to experience. Love entails intimate knowledge of a beloved, self-disclosure, revealing one's innermost core to another, and receiving, being willing to know another, is how knowledge becomes part of deep friendship, a loving relationship. As Zoe sings a beautiful intro to the traditional Amidah, Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agid Telatecha, a version written by my friend and colleague, Cantor Marcia Atty. We invite you to reflect right now, over the next few minutes, on this night of Shabbat when we celebrate Tu B'Av, a love story. Think of a love story, a deepening of friendship that is meaningful to you. In a moment, if you're willing, we'll invite you to share a brief version of this story. Take a moment, listen, and explore your own experience of this deep connection.
Adonai, Adonai, Sefatai Tifai, Ufi, Ufi, Adi, Tehilatecha, Sefatai Titach Ufi Adi Tehilatecha Adonai, Adonai, open up my lips so that my mouth
and sing praise to you.
Amen. We have the audacity, the holy chutzpah, to dream of a world at peace in a time of great chaos, and can only do so when we honestly consider how we might be a part of making that dream come true in whatever way we are able. In the last paragraph at the bottom of page 107 is our people's deep prayer for shalom, Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Bottom paragraph in Hebrew and in transliteration and translation. Please join us in this audacious prayer. Hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru Amen. Hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la, hi la 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 la. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru Amen. Amen. So right now we're going to take in place of a Dvar Torah. The Dvar Torah is our Torah tonight. Our own love stories or stories of deepening friendship and connection. So, Zoe's going to take this half of the room. I'm going to take this half of the room. If you have a brief story of love or deepening of connection, raise your hand and share it with the kahal.
It's always hard to go first. Who has a story?
Nachshon ben Aminadab is going to jump into the water.
I didn't want to. I'm been married 34 years, and forgiveness is such a beautiful thing. And really understanding what it is that works and doesn't work for your spouse. And I'm learning all the time. So.
Amen. Amen. Yay. Amen.
I guess I was talking about love. We're talking about love, I guess, for us. For me, I was married by Rabbi Dan. Under a home for 200 years. Surrounded by family. Everybody signed up with us. We had family.
Amen.
Never forget that day. Never forget that. Can be a story of friendship. Can be a story of friendship. We haven't even, I know none of you know anything about friendship.
New friends, old friends.
Old friends. Okay.
As one would have it, the 6 days of 40th wedding anniversary.
That'll work. That'll work. That's a great love story. Yes.
Okay, so my husband and my kids right here were gonna die if I tell this story, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So Jonathan and I said that's for you. I met Isha. Yes, I will. I'll go. Shh. Oh my God. So sorry. So I met Isha. We met many 20-something years ago, and we went to I think the convention for students from Hadassah in upstate New York. I was in Wisconsin and I got an accent. Isha was from Jersey, and we met at the airport and love at first sight. And we spent so many very nice days together, mostly arguing about Israel, which is awesome. Disagreeing about everything, you know. And then he went to Israel, I went back to Israel, but for some reason that person made a connection and I couldn't let go. So you know me, you don't know me. The people don't know me. I don't give up. So yes, I'm moving, I get it. This person, yeah. So I found his number from a good friend of mine and I told him and I said, Ishai, I really like to do what you do when we start talking and everything. And I said, hey, so what's going to happen? And Ishai said, yeah, that's not enough. I'm in Houston, I'm in New Jersey, yeah, no, thank you, but I like you, you're really cool. Yeah, we've been together for 20 years this October. Yes.
Amen.
How's it? Tadama. Yes. Do we have a couple more before we move on? One young person.
I love love stories when it comes to spouses. Mark and I have been together for 20 years, and I could go on and on and on and on about him. But I will say something about friendship, because friendship also, there's such deep love and connection with friendships. And I am very fortunate. Don't tease Parker. He knows who his mother is. I am extremely fortunate to have a lot of friends, and Mark is going to roll his eyes like, I have my friends like I love my dogs, it's part of who I am, it's part of my makeup. But specifically, I was going to talk about my truly best friend, who is my sister. She's my ride or die. We joke about she's my bury the body person. Not that that would ever happen, but I'll be there for you no matter what. We can finish each other's sentences. She's like a significant other in a way. She's also like a sister to Mark, and she's my everything. I would do anything for her. So that's my friendship story.
Amen. Okay, we're going to leave it there, but I want to say that every one of us has a love story, a story of deep friendship, a story of connection, a yearning story. So on this night, even if you're comfortable sharing it here, I'd like you to tell that story to someone you trust this evening, because of the power in telling the story. You will see it differently, you will experience it differently when you celebrate Shabbat and Kiddush. Thank you.
Amen. So,
Ken Yehi Ratzon.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. Amen. So may it be.
We now invite you to visualize the loved ones and friends who are in need of a prayer for healing on this Shabbat.
If you turn to your additional page, number 15, you'll find one of our people's beautiful prayers, Misha Berach. I'm going to start the tefillah and ask you, if you wish, to call out the names of loved ones and friends who are in need of this prayer tonight, this evening. And so we say, God of compassion, source of healing, God who blessed Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, we pray to you on behalf of bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema and give strength to those who lovingly provide them with care. And we say, Amen. Let's sing this tefillah and hold in our hearts people that are in need of healing this evening. Mi sheberach avoteinu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us to find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imoteinu mekor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, This week in our Beth Chaim community, we observed the art sites, the anniversary of the death of the loved ones of Michael Prince, father of Stephanie Abramowitz, Marcia Amata, mother of Naomi Ehrlich, Anita Dodge, mother of Lisa Goldberg, and Jack Portnoy, father of Joy Severin. Are there other yard sites that are being observed by anyone in this gathering this week? Please just call out their names. Okay. So we invite all those who are in the first year of mourning the loss of a close loved one to rise to honor their memories. Anyone observing a yort site, please rise to honor their memories. And anyone else who feels the need to say the Kaddish Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish tonight, you're invited to rise. And for those who are sitting, know that you are providing the support for those who are standing. And so your voices, your holding space for them is essential during this tefillah. The Kaddish Tom can be found on page 131 in our Sidurim. And for all these, we offer this Kaddish. 131. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
וילמד דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו
Amen.
יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו
Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. זכר 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 צדיקים לברכה לברכה may their memories bless our days, bless our days. Thank you. A few brief announcements before we conclude. Next Friday we will have our bring your own Shabbat dinner here and celebrate with the community at 6, followed by a celebration of Shabbat around the sacred fire out on the patio. August 12th at Saturday night at 7 p.m. through the East Bay International Jewish Film Festival, we're honored here at Beth Chaim to host a movie night, a delightful comedy called Oh, What a Mess here. I hope you'll come. And stay tuned for our next Brotherhood-sponsored Shabbat service on Friday, August 18th. And then on Friday, August 25th, out here on the patio, our third annual summer sing-out, Shabbat style, a joy for the entire family. We want to thank Midrashah and our friends from Mifgash for joining us in welcoming Shabbat and celebrating Tu B'Av. Please join us. There's more sweets, enough sweets for tomorrow night, for every night. But please join us for our Oneg Shabbat. And again, we invite everyone to introduce yourself to one person you haven't yet met during the time of Oneg, of delight. And we conclude with Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.